What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this full face. I am featuring women owned and founded brands. There is a plethora. I tried my absolute best to only feature the brands once in the video, so only showcasing one product. I may own plethora of products from each brand, but I really want to showcase as much as possible. Quite a few of these things are both new and old, whether I purchased them very recently or they've been sitting around just waiting for their time to shine. So I just hope that you guys are ready and excited. I of course created this full face, and I will have everything listed and linked down below for you all, going from the tools, because I did try out my first lash curler, so I will have that down below, all the way to the actual items that are physically on my face. If there's anything that I don't link down below that you're interested in, just comment down below and I will do my best to link it. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's just get into it. Hey guys, so I am so excited to come to you guys doing my first full face of women owned brands. Now, some of these brands, I already have my whole basket already separated, so I'm very accomplished about that. But some of these brands are actually still women owned, but they were women founded, so I felt still comfortable at least showcasing these brands, because some of them have now since sold and they're in like these huge big parent companies, so I felt like I could still feature these brands. And throughout the month, as I did last month with February being Black History Month, I will showcase more items that are women owned. There's so many women-owned brands out there, and I'm just so excited to feature them, showcase them, bada bing, bada boom. So with that said, like I said, so much to talk about. Let me just get everything out of its packaging, because I am notorious for missing items because I can't see them. So I'm just gonna put everything on my desk very quickly, and we are going to begin. So I actually didn't pull out a primer, but I have one that I already have my opinions on, but I'm just going to feature it again. This is from Merit, and they sent me this product. This is their Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. Now, I already showcased this at least once on my channel. I believe I didn't get around to reviewing it, although I am very ready to review it. This is a bifacial layered product, so there are two different layers as bifacial. I always suggest shaking it up. Do know though that because you've shaken it up, you are going to have just some slight seeping of the product throughout the nozzle and in the top, so just be prepared for that. It is very, very liquidy. It's pretty much all like an oil based, but I will say this is a really nice first step. It's not too much for my combination skin, and because I'm going to be wearing this band today, I'm not going to kind of do my whole forehead. We're just going to do kind of the important area, if you will. But so I definitely think this is a great kind of primer for those who have combination skin, oily skin, and just want a little bit of like radiance sheen to the base. It's not a lot. Like you can see it pretty much looks on my skin just with a little bit of oil on it, but it really is more than just oil, and you can see that. I found that this has helped me with some of my problem foundations that I more recently have featured on my channel that just don't work on my skin because it settles and it's just bad. This has been the game changer. So I'll talk more about that when I do my roundup. I'm already starting to collect products for that roundup, and I'm so happy about that. So previously, Merit Beauty actually sent me a different shade, but that one was just too dark for me. So I decided to use my own money. I might have used my code or my link, which is always down in the description box in case you care, just to get a shade that I thought was closer to my actual skin tone. This is in the shade Sephia, and if I can remember, I will have on the screen the shade that they previously sent to me. It was just too dark. So we're just gonna go ahead and mark this, and yeah, this is pretty much dead on for my skin tone. The one thing that I would say when it comes to Merit, they are very much a like quick, simple foundation and just brand overall. So if that's not your aesthetic, I honestly would not recommend the brand. But if it is your aesthetic, the brand is fantastic. I've not had a problem with any of the products. Give me a second. I just gotta find a brush. Actually, this is perfect. This is a Chico Hodo. I think this is technically a cheek brush, but it has the right density for what I need. And I'm just going to blend out this foundation. Now, in my opinion, it does give a nice solid coverage. I would say about medium, which is the type of finish that I personally enjoy. So I am definitely enjoying this. I'm gonna add some more in the center. I feel like I really got a lot of the foundation on the perimeter of my face, but maybe not in this area. And as you can see, it really just looks like skin. It's very, very minimal makeup brand that I really, really do enjoy. As I mentioned, I am affiliated with the brand. They have sent me PR quite a few times now, but this is a product that I purchased with my own money and I genuinely do enjoy the product. That's why I bought it. So yeah, this is the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. Based on that name and based on the finish and the formulation, I definitely would say if you can find a shade that works for you for maybe even bronzer or anything like that, that works. They do have other products in their range that I do enjoy as well, but this is the one product that I wanted to feature in this video preemptively. I tried my best, if possible, to only feature one product from the brands that I had available, just to make sure to kind of spread the wealth. So yeah, that was that. But sometimes they may have kind of overlapped between multiple products just because of the limitations that I had. And this was all stuff that I pretty much already had, either already purchased it or they were already in my collection. So I already knew if I love them or not. For concealer, I'm actually going to be featuring this baby. This is the Sigma Beauty Bronzer Duo. This is in dark to deep. Okay, I had to scoot in. I think my camera just didn't like how far away I was. It's not an end all be all for me because I don't necessarily need the correcting aspect, and I think that is the best part of this particular product. That said, the brand Sigma Beauty I feel is a really solid brand. I'm one of those people that I can definitely find and appreciate and enjoy a brand that is just full on solid. This is that. It is truly a great product, and because of that, it has stayed in my collection, and it really works for these kind of effortless skin, my skin but better days. And that's why it's in my current Shop My Stash, because it works with the foundations that I have, which are more kind of skin tint type of situation. So I really enjoy this product, but at the same time, it's not an end all be all because I don't need the correcting element. I find that if you do need the correcting element, it's really nice because you not only get the correcting, but you also get a deeper shade, or a shade that's more going to be towards your skin tone. So like this shade is more correcting and lighter, and this shade is more of my actual skin tone, and mixing them both I find gives me a really solid concealer that just really works. It works really nicely. As you can see, I have absolutely no problems with this base, and it looks fantastic. I really do think it looks great. Next, we're going to showcase a different thing. I would have done I think this is the contour. No, this is the bronzer. So Milk Makeup not only extended and created smaller compacts for their contours, they also did with the bronzers. I do have a contour. I don't use contour as much, but I didn't realize that they extended their bronzer range until after I bought that. So naturally I bought them both, but I really love bronzer more. So that's why we're featuring the bronzer in this video. And then in a later video, I will feature the contour. So it is in the smaller compartment or packaging. This is in 5.7 grams or 0.159 ounces. And I only featured that just because I know some people didn't know that this was in the smaller. Oh my, it just broke. Okay. All right. So we're gonna work with it. The limit exists. It exists in this product. Okay, well, I just lost like half of my product in the top when I was taking the little plastic top off. I'm gonna try to use this, and then I'm probably gonna try to get a replacement because it broke. Like, it broke. Okay, this is in the shade Spaced. I believe this is either second to last or the last shade in their new bronzer range. And there we go. That's deep. In the best possible way, that is extremely deep. So I'm not going to do a lot. I don't even think I'm going to bronze my forehead, which is saying something. You guys know I love bronzer. I'm just going to see if I can spread this out. I feel like that is still quite steep. This is a nice shade, but it also feels dark. Like, it feels like this is giving me more contour action than bronze action. But it said bronzer on the side. Maybe this was the contour and it just said bronzer. But I feel like my cheekbones are chiseled to the gods. Oh my goodness. So definitely a little goes a long way with this product, especially if you are my complexion getting this shade. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. We need to... Here. I'm going to use some of my concealer just to push this back because that's very steep. I feel like it really took over. And I'm going to use the concealer to kind of effectively erase that. Okay. Now I think it's looking manageable. I am really heartbroken about this though. Maybe I can somehow get it to fix it because I hate returning. I hate returning things. We're going to figure it out, but I like the product so far. It did blend out very nicely. That was a lot of pigmentation very quickly. So just keep that in mind if you are my skin tone, getting the exact same shade. Once again, this is in the shade Spaced and it says matte bronzer on the side. Let me double check. Yeah, so this says it is a sculpt stick, but this one looks more warm. I don't know how that works, but this is in the shade Simmer. So I showcased this in the vlog that will be live on Monday, the night I'm filming. I just need to do a couple of things and click it to go live. So you guys will have seen that first, but yeah, on my skin tone, at least, this is pulling more of a contour, whereas I'm sure Shimmer is going to pull more of a bronzer. So you live and you learn. Not too mad at this though. Now, I don't have a powder per se that I know of that has been owned or founded by a woman. So I'm just going to use my Too Faced. You guys know I've just been trying to use this powder up. I've had it for quite some time. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to powder down my face. I'm also going to just do my brows while I'm off camera. And then we still have two different types of blushes. We have a cream blush, which, yeah, we have so many other things to talk about. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so we are nicely primed and ready to go. I am like all over the place. I put 2 bronzers in this basket accidentally. What is this? Is this a lip oil? Oh, this is like a lip oil. No, it's not. Okay, I could have sworn I had a like lip oil to test out today, but I don't see it. So we're just gonna keep going and we'll see what happens. So Let's finish up my cheeks. So I have, like I said, 2 blushes, 1 cream, 1 matte. I've seen plenty of videos on the cream, so I knew that this would work on top of my powdered product, so I wasn't really stressed over this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand. This is in the shade Dream Pop. It was the only shade I thought would work on me. I have maybe 1 or 2 shades in this range already, and I thought they were fine, and I wasn't going to pick this up if we're being honest, but the reviews got me. So let me get a brush. I don't really like flat brushes for this type of technique, but I think that's the only brush that's clean. So we're just going to use this flat top brush from Refer, and I'm just going to kind of push this product in. And it looks fine. There's a very, very light sheen, but it's not much. I did already stop or close the product. So this is just the product that was stuck in the top of the doe foot. And I'm just gonna try to continue to press this in. I think you guys can see a very, very subtle flush, and that's fine, but if you know me, your girl likes color. I like color on my cheeks, because if I'm gonna put makeup on, you gonna see it. You gonna know I got it on. So not in love with this product right now, but I will try different application methods, both under and over powder, because although one method might have worked great for other people, it could work differently for me. On my other side, I'm gonna go ahead and try the Haus Labs powder blush. I am so excited for this. I've been waiting quite some time for this, and now I can finally try this out. Of course, Haus Labs is owned by Lady Gaga, or she's the face of it. I don't really know. I believe she is the founder of the brand. And so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and use this baby. This is in the shade Watermelon Bliss. This is a very much new range, and very excited. So these are pretty much the same color, which is another reason why I felt okay kind of using 2 different products on each cheek. Plus it's night, so I'm not going anywhere except to my bathroom to wash this off when my night is over. I think this is applying nice, very, very nicely. I will say I've had to reach in a couple times, but that's mainly because of the brush, and I find I have to reach in more on my left side just because of it being my left side. I don't really know how to explain it, but this feels a lot more pigmented than the Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury, which I feel like kind of blends into my skin tone, makes it look very, very seamless. But this is the Haus Labs. Like, you gonna see Haus Labs, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly. So yeah, we'll see. I need to test them both out, obviously, just to see kind of how I like them in the long run. But right now, I am leaning more towards Haus Labs, but that's me. I prefer a blush that is more pigmented than having to build it up time and time again. Building things up just isn't for me. I don't have the time nor the patience to truly do it. So if I can get something that gives me a one-stop pigment, I'm about it. I really much am. So highlighter, I got this baby. This is the Natasha Denona Super Glow in the shade Bronze. I've always saw this on the websites between Natasha Denona's and like Sephora and Beautylish and all of that, but it looks like this range is actually being kind of discontinued, and so it went down a significant amount recently, and so that's when I decided I was going to pick it up. So we're gonna see if we can find a somewhat clean brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip into it. Like I said, this is in the shade Bronze. I never picked it up because of the shade, if we're being honest. I felt like it was just gonna be a basic bronze, and we'll see. It very much is looking like a basic bronze. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like uniqueness when it comes to this product right now. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. And this is in our super glow range, but I don't feel like this is like super glowing off my skin. If we're comparing it to other products that I recently picked up in the highlighter kind of ranges of other brands. So I don't know. This will have to take some time. I think on camera it looks phenomenal. It really is beaming off camera, on camera, but in person it feels okay. It feels nice. We'll see how it goes. Setting spray. I have my Milk makeup, but I don't want to use that again. I want to say the setting spray over there is women owned. Give me 1 second. So I picked this up last year during Asian American Heritage Month in the US. And I want to say that this is ran by an Asian American or Asian female. This is Mana Kadar Skincare. Am I wrong? I believe this is a woman-owned business though. I will put it on the screen if I was incorrect, and I apologize if I was. But this is their Oil Control Mattifying Mist. I'm just going to spray this to get everything to seep in. I have oils, I have an oil primer, I have creams, powders, all of that. And setting sprays just really help everything to come together. I forgot that there is a fragrance with this, and that first spray was a bit much, but I think that this really helped for everything to kind of come together, look a bit more like my skin tone, especially with the amount of powder I applied, because I did apply quite a bit of primer, powder, not primer, powder. So I actually have two lip products. I have a Huda Beauty product and a Glossier product. I think I'm gonna do the Glossier product just because I'm fascinated by this product, and I haven't tried any Glossier products to date. Actually, I have this liner. Okay, we're gonna go with the Huda Beauty. I will try this in a different video. Like I said, I'm trying not to feature a brand more than once if I can do so. So we got the Huda Beauty. I'm just gonna apply my LYS lip liner. I've been using this lip liner pretty much nonstop since I picked it up. This is in the shade Soulful, and I will have all the products linked down below if I haven't said yet, so it's easier for you all. And so I picked up another Huda Beauty lipstick right around the past seasonal holiday sale. I think it happened to just come into my cart because of how much I spent, and this one is in the shade Self-Made. This was a shade that I was interested in, so that's why I decided to keep this for myself. It is of course a brown, and so we're just gonna try it. Fresh air, bright moon. I like it. I like it a lot. This is a beautiful shade. Very, very beautiful shade. And this works beautifully with my skin tone. Very, very happy to have picked this up or received it because I didn't really technically buy it. It kind of just wound up in my cart. Alrighty. So now we're getting into prime time, and for today's eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be featuring the Muse Beauty Pro palette. No, it's the Muse palette. I can't remember the brand. I keep calling the Muse Beauty Pro, and I don't think that's the right name. Cosmic Brushes. Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. I'm so excited to play with this baby. I think this is going to be a really beautiful palette to play with. Let me just prime my eyes. Eyes are primed. I've scooted in so it's easier for you guys to see what's going on. let's get into it. So this is an absolutely beautiful palette, and I really want to see kind of a lot of depth, some dimension going on. So I think first what I'm going to do is use this rosewood shadow, and I'm going to use this Smith 230 brush in the outer corner and the inner corner. And first thing that I'm going to do is just press this product in those respective areas just to get a good base going. And then once I feel the base is good, I'm just going to use the outside of the same brush just to kind of slightly blend out that outer portion. Alrighty, so we're looking good so far. I do want to blend that outer edge with a more significant color, and since I seem to be in the mustard phase today, we're going to go into this mustard yellow and just kind of work it into the look. This is a Royal & Land nickel crease brush. This is the BMD 430. Okay, so I just took the liberty, sorry, there was some background noise, so that's why I kind of just did it. But basically what I did was I just took the mustard tone and I just used it to kind of lightly blend the outside edge of the purples. And in the sense that I felt like certain areas of the purple weren't dark enough, I did just go ahead and kind of reapply. And I still kind of want to add some more depth in these areas. So what I'm going to do is take an even smaller blending brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Fig, which is kind of the darkest shade in this palette. And I'm just going to deepen up the very center, if possible, of this outer area and try to keep it lower so that it kind of diffuses out to the more burgundy and then to the mustard tone. We'll just deepen out my lower lash line as well with Dance for You, Dance for Love, Lose Control Tonight. You gotta move your body, everybody. You gotta move your body, everybody. It's time to celebrate your heart. Celebrate your heart, celebrate you. It's time to celebrate your heart, celebrate your heart, celebrate you. Alrighty, so I'm liking how it's coming together. Now I need to create my lid shade or the shimmer shade to go in between. And I think I want to try Antique, which is this beauty down here in the corner. I think I want to try this and see how it goes. That feels like it's going really, really nicely. And these shimmers feel extremely creamy. Extremely creamy. Clear sky, clear mind. Dance for me, dance for life. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is just kind of blend these shimmers in just a little bit more with just the brushes. I'm not going to add any additional product. I just want to blend with what I already had on the brush. And it's not going to be anything intense. I just like to kind of, I don't know, cover my bases, if you will. And I'm really, really liking this. Like a lot, a lot. I think it looks really, really nice. Ooh, I just thought of something. So I'm going to take the antique shade and I'm going to put it in the bottom lower middle just to replicate what's happening in my upper lash. Okay, my memory card ran out of memory. But what I'm going to do is just spray my brush with my Milk Makeup setting spray. And I'm just going to pick up some of that antique shade, hopefully with this now wet brush, and just apply it where I wanted it to. Because I didn't leave that area open, that's why I have to do it, because it just really wasn't adhering where I wanted it to. So yeah, that's that with this Muse palette. I'm loving it so far. Very, very excited to get more use out of it and to test it out more. Maybe in the future I will try the brand again. But let's go ahead and go into this cream shadow or liquid shadow I got for free from Denona. This was a random order. At one point I picked this up or was given it and I just never tried it. This is one of her twin flames in the shade Crazy For You. And I figured this would be a perfect inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to take the product. I've opened it and we're just going to take a pencil brush and apply it to my inner corner. Whew. Had to make sure y'all saw how stupid I was. That's a lot of product. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's blend, blend, blend. I don't even know if I can blend that. Oh. Okay, we're cleaning off the brush and we're going to try to do my best. I just tapped into the brush. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that side is that inner corner is quite highlighted. I'm just going to take just a tinge more for my left side so that they can look even, because from my perspective, they don't. Now that side looks like it has too much too. Good gracious. Okay. But overall, I'm really, really liking this look. I think that twin flame in the inner corner looks beautiful. I think this is the perfect amount and I got it for free as a sample. So yippee. Once again, this is in the shade Crazy For You. Alrighty. We are almost to the end, almost to the end. I'm going to try the Glossier eyeliner. This is why I decided not to use the Glossier lip product. This is their #1 pencil, the Perfect Glide eyeliner in the shade Ochre. I'm sorry, guys. English is my first language. So I'm going to just put this in my waterline really quickly. I have not cleaned out my waterline. I've done anything. I just want to see how this works. Unprovoked, just normal. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see. I'm sorry, I tried to come in. You can clearly see that the orange or the mustard tone is on this waterline and not on that one. It'll be interesting to see how long it lasts. It did feel like it took me some time to really get this warmed up and to kind of appear in my waterline. I do kind of always say though, I have a very inhospitable waterline, so it does take a lot for a liner to adhere in there, but we're trying. So this product is not a woman owned, but I want to try it, and we're going to try it for the first time. I've never tried an eyelash curler, and long story short, I ended up getting this very recently. I've seen people use these things. We're going to try to use it in the way that I've seen people use it. Let me see. Where's that terrible mascara from? Actually, we can showcase this again. This is from Amicole. So I've seen people showcase using a eyelash curler before they put their mascara on. Like I said, I've never tried them before, so please bear with me. Is that it? I think I did it. So I'm just gonna use this Amicole mascara. I have showcased this last month, and what I realized after my kind of first impressions is that this is a mascara that I can work with. I can work with it because although it can get clumpy, if I'm a little bit more cognizant and paying attention and, like, you know, just aware, I can kind of stop the extra clump that I don't like. So I don't actually mind this particular mascara. I've never seen people re-curl when they already had mascara on, so I'm not going to even try that. And this is going to be the real test because this is my left eye. I don't even know if I have lashes in there. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, that wasn't that bad. I feel like it was supposed to be scarier than it is, but I also used to wear contacts, so maybe that's why it isn't too scary for me to bring a random object to my eye. I don't know. Let me know. If you're a contact wearer, did you freak out using an eyelash curler for the first time? If you wore contacts before you tried an eyelash curler? I would love to know. Okay, yes, I just made a boo-boo. We'll pick it off once it dries, but overall, this is looking great. The only thing I'm going to do is go ahead and apply lashes. Because we are doing female-owned brands, I don't know if Lily Lashes is a women-owned or founded brand. I didn't look into it. So just to cover my bases, we're going to put on some Juvia's Place lashes. I'm probably going to do my Egypt XLs because you know your girl loves them. And yeah, give me 1 second. Let me do that. I'll scoot back. Actually, no, because we need to zoom in so you guys can see the whole face. So give me 1 second. And we'll be back to really investigate how this makeup is looking. Alrighty, guys. So this is the finished look. Alrighty guys, so like I said, this is the finished look, and as per usual with me when it comes to full faces of either new makeup or old makeup, I'm gonna run through and tell you guys my opinions on them, and then we'll be good to go. So for the Merit Glow or Great Skin, I really do think that this is a great product for those who don't want too much hydration or real oiliness on your skin. I would not say this is the equivalent of a beauty oil because I have one and that is straight up oil. This has some more liquid in there that really makes it kind of seep into your skin better, whereas the beauty oil that I have quite literally sits on top of my skin. So I really do enjoy this far more and better than that, and I find that if you are somebody who needs just a little bit more hydration or luminosity onto your skin prior to putting on a foundation or a base product that is quite drying and really just emphasizes texture and stuff, that might be a good option to try in the event that you want to try it. When it comes to the Merit foundation or perfecting base stick, I really like this. Once again, that's why I picked up a second shade of it, because I wanted one that I could use every day for pretty much every other season in the year except for summer, which I would be using the darker shade. I really like it. I felt like this was a great match for me, and once again, this is in the shade Sephia. I really like it. I don't know, very easy to blend out. I prefer blending this out with a foundation stick, what? I prefer blending this out with a brush over a sponge, although you can use a sponge. I just feel like you have to use more product if you use a sponge because you know the wet and all of that jazz. But fantastic product. I would definitely recommend. Another product next was my concealer duo from Sigma Beauty. I really like this duo and I think this is a great duo. Maybe not a perfect duo for me, as once again, I just don't need the correcting element of it, but as just a sheer concealer or whatever, I think it works great. And this really works good with like my tube type foundations, where I find generally I'm reaching for them to have something more as high as a medium coverage, but more on the light coverage type of days. So I feel this concealer just really works with those products, and that's a really good thing to have in your collection. And since it's the only one that really works with that kind of technique in my collection, I absolutely love having it. But for the correcting aspect, I don't really care about that. Okay, we didn't do a powder. Let's go to the cheek products next. Where's the weird bronzer stick that, there it is. So for the bronzer stick that appeared to be a contour on me, I think ultimately it works fine and it looks really nice, but I will be interested to see the difference between this bronzer stick that pulls very contoury on me compared to the bronzer stick or the contour stick that looks like it's going to pull a lot warmer on me. Once again, I think I picked up the last shade in this range in the third shade in the other range, and that could definitely play an element as to why one of the products pulls darker on me and more cool tone than when the other one. I always try to talk about those types of things, but I really need to test out both products and look at the shade ranges to figure out what it was that I did, to figure out kind of how I can make it work for me, and also to let you guys know. So stay tuned. I think formula wise it's really nice. It's just the shade just feels off. It feels off. Next, let's go ahead and with the cream blush. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Blush Wand. This is in the shade Dream Pop. The cream bronzer was in Spaced, by the way. For this cream blush, I think it's okay. It's not a love, it's a like right now. I do appreciate that I was able to build it up, and I think built up it looks nice, but I don't know, it's not a love. And for the price of this particular product, I don't know if I would actually recommend it. That's the thing. Some of these things, okay, for the price, sure. Do I like it? Yes. Is it a love? Of course. But this, for the price, I'm feeling quite hesitant whether I can really recommend it. I've only tried it once though, so bear that in mind. I'm hoping to have all of these opinions finalized before the VIP sale, because I have a feeling it's coming up very soon, and I want to make sure you guys know if I would recommend picking it up during the sale or picking it up in general. The other blush that I tried today was the Haus Labs Colorfuse blush. This is in Watermelon Bliss. I really do enjoy this blush. I think it applies beautifully. It works beautifully on my skin tone. And as you can see, it's kind of died down, but kind of looks a little bit more skin-like effortless. I've heard people stating that like this product works with whatever kind of finish your base is. As I have it, this base was kind of more of a satin radiance. So I don't really know, but I do want to test it more. That said, if we're comparing this to the other Haus Labs products that I've tried and loved, this is not on the love category. Some of the other products I absolutely love and I cannot recommend them enough. This so far is an okay product. It's an okay product. And once again, for the price, I don't know if I can definitely recommend it to you guys, but so far I'm not hating it, which is a good thing. Highlighter wise, Natasha Denona Super Glow. I think if you need a cheap highlighter and you like a bronzy highlighter, definitely go for it. I don't think this is the end all be all. I don't think that this is going to be like, you know, my top drawer favorite. It's just definitely not going on in the top drawer, but I enjoy it and I like highlighters. It was cheap. I was feeling froggy, so I jumped. It is that simple. For the setting spray, once again, I'm pretty sure this is a woman-owned brand, and I do like the setting spray. It's not great, it's not terrible. It's a nice, okay setting spray, and for the product, it's nice, especially for the price. This was available at Ulta, and if it's still down in Ulta, I will have it linked down below there. If not, I will try to find a place that it's available through a US-based retailer, because I am US-based. lip products. So the lip liner, you guys know I've been enjoying this lip liner. I've talked about it quite a bit. It's in the review pile. I just keep pulling for it because it's the closest brown lip liner for me. Huda Beauty. This is, I don't think I even said, this is her cream lipstick range. This is the same one it is in the range as the other lipstick that I have that I've pretty much almost finished. I really do love this range. I think it really just works with my skin tone. This is now 2 in it, and yeah, I just really, really like this range. I love the like subtle sheen that it gives you, but the undertones in these browns that are available, spectacular for me. And I consider myself like a dark, not deep skin tone, more on the lighter range of that dark. And I do have, I would say, an olive undertone. So know that. Mascara wise, the Amico mascara, like I said when I was applying it, I now realize how I can get this to work. Is this going to be a favorite? Absolutely not. But is this as terrible in my head as the ABH? Absolutely not. So, you know, there's some even kind of ground there when it comes to that particular product. Then we have the Danessa Myricks Twin Flame. I really like this. I think this is the perfect amount of product. From what I know, her actual Twin Flames come in a bigger compact. This one you get, let's see if it says, you get 1.25 milliliters net weight of product in this compartment. And I think this is a perfectly reasonable amount for me. I don't reach for these types of products every day or even halfway consistently once a month. So this type of product is going to be perfect for me to reach for every so often, just to add a little spice to my overall look. And then last but certainly not least, we have the eyeshadow palette. So far, I think this quality is great. I used 3 mattes and 1 shimmer, and it's feeling really, really nice quality so far. Definitely let me know down below if you want to see some more of this particular palette. As I've said now, I've been incorporating shorts every so often on my channel. And if it's something that you would love to see a short with me, maybe using particular colors or just showcasing some more looks, let me know. There's going to be so many eye looks coming this month because a lot of the palettes that I have that I've been sitting on are women owned, and I really want to showcase them for you all. So definitely shout out down below your opinions. If you've tried any of these products and you love them or you hate them, let us know down below. Let's give us your review, because sometimes it's not about my review, it's about the whole collective community's review. So yeah, that's all I got. Oh, and the curler seems fine. Seems fine. So yeah, that's all I got, I think. Am I right? Did I talk about the eyeliner? I don't think I talked about the eyeliner. I think it's fine so far. It's not on par with my LA girl, but it also has not already gone away. Like my waterline hasn't eaten it yet. So it's doing good. It's doing good. Let's see how good it does overall though. So for real now, I think I've talked about all of the products. Sound off down below your opinions if you've tried any of these, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.